Hey, this is Horner, and this is the instructions for the concept builder. Solve it with Newton's second law. We've got a frictional force of 22.5 newtons, so we're going to go ahead and stick that in here, 22.5 newtons. We have a 3.86 kilogram block, and we know that it is rightward moving, and it is accelerating to the left because of the friction, and they want us to complete the diagram. So 3.86 is our mass, so we'll just put 3.86. We know the force of gravity is going to be 3.86 times 10. So that's going to give us 38.6 newtons. We know the normal force should be the same, so that's also 38.6 newtons. Now, if we say up is positive, this would be positive and this one would be negative, but here they haven't said anything about putting in positives and negatives, so we're going to leave it for right now. The mass we know is 3.86. We are looking for the acceleration, so one thing you'll have to do here is you'll have to say sum of the forces in the x direction are equal to the mass of the object times its acceleration. The only force acting on it is the force of friction, so force of friction is equal to the mass times the acceleration. So our acceleration should be equal to the force of friction divided by the mass. So our force of friction here is 22.5. We're going to divide that by our mass, which is 3.86. And so when you divide those two, you should end up with a acceleration of 5.83. So this is 5.83. So your net force is going to be equal to your mass times your acceleration. So your F net is equal to your mass, which was 3.86, times your acceleration, which is 5.83. And so if you take 3.86 and multiply 3.86 and multiply it times the 5.83, you know what you're going to get, 22.5. And that is your net force acting on this object.